You're listening to Season 2, Episode 4 of the CulverCast, New Faces, New Places, featuring Amelia Stoke and our German foreign exchange students, Lenn and Lina.
Welcome to Season 2, Episode 4 of the CulverCast. I'm Amelia Stoch, and I'm here with Lina and Lenn. Today we're talking about their foreign exchange student experience so far. So, where are you guys from?
We came from Germany.
Where from? Where from Germany?
I'm more from the south of Germany, from Stuttgart.
Mm-hmm. And I live in the east, my next big city is Berlin or Leipzig.
What made you guys want to spend a year away from home?
I don't know, I'm just trying to take up every opportunity I have and try to experience as much as possible.
Yeah, I feel like I saw a lot in the movies, and then I was just curious how it really is living a year in the US, especially school and stuff. So,
Did anyone inspire you guys to do it, or was it your choice?
My best friend told me about doing an exchange year a few years ago. That's how I got the whole idea to do an exchange year.
It was completely my choice because I was I've never heard about it before, and when I decided to do it, nobody else wanted to do it, so it was...
Tell me about the day you decided to become an exchange student.
That's a really funny story because it was during COVID. I was 6th grade. I was scrolling on YouTube and then I saw a video from being an exchange student, and I was like, what is this? So I watched this video and then I just kept watching all these videos on YouTube, and I was like, I want to do this. So
yeah, it was just a random day. My friend told me about doing an exchange year. Looked it up on the internet.
Okay. How did you become one?
that was actually a really long process because you have to choose an agency, and there's 1,000 agencies, and then you have to do all the application stuff. You have to get vaccines and all your transcripts, and it's so much stuff. You have to go to the doctor so many times, and it was a long process to actually become one, but it's so fun being one.
Yeah. And how I find my organization, I just looked it up on social media, what good organizations are, and yeah, that's how I found mine.
What was the airport like the day before you left for the USA? Were you happy? Were you sad?
I was so happy. I wasn't even nervous. I was just happy and excited because this has been my dream since 6th grade.
So the day before I left, I went to Frankfurt and stayed a night there with my mom. So it was just my mom at the airport, nobody else. I was happy. I was kind of scared, but I was mostly happy.
How did you feel coming here not knowing anybody?
I was so scared. I remember my first day, and Brenda and we went to have breakfast with the Davis twins. And I had my first soccer practice later that day, and I was so glad the first day of school that I knew all these soccer girls. And all of them smiled at me in the hallway, and I was so happy about this because I was so scared of not finding friends.
Yeah, I was scared too, but I just hope for the best and try to be as much open as possible, just walk up to people and try to make friends.
Mm-hmm. How hard or easy was it to convince your parents for you to travel across the globe by yourself?
It took me 2 years to convince my parents.
Why?
I'm not gonna lie, I want to do this in 6th grade. In 8th grade, then they were like, yes, you can do it. It was 2 years.
My dad kind of wanted me to do an exchange year. He wasn't sad that I'm gonna leave for a year. He was more happy for me to experience it. He was happy for me to have the opportunity to do that.
What about your experience will you never forget?
I think the basketball season was a very important experience for me. My first points and experience just in a normal high school life.
I would say New York because that was a big part of my experience. The 3 days before I came here, that was a big part. Then all the sports, soccer was amazing. Cheer was, we went to Florida, we went to nationals. I will probably never forget that. And then just the football games and everything, I would say.
What did you like doing here that you wouldn't or couldn't do in Germany?
I think maybe a basketball season. Of course I can play basketball in Germany, but it's not that big part of the culture to play against different schools and just the whole sports life over here.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Definitely soccer and cheer was a big part, and of course track because we don't have track.
Overall, how did you like living here for the year so far?
It was amazing. I just genuinely love it because American teenagers have such a different everyday life than we do. And it's just so much more fun, and I don't want to go back home.
Yeah, me too. It was a really exciting year, and yeah, I'm just happy to experience it.
Well, that wraps up today's episode on the CulverCast. Thank you guys for joining me today.
You're welcome.
Coming up for the Cavaliers are a 5 p.m. softball game, which is a doubleheader against Winnemac, a 5:30 boys and girls track and field meet against Triton and Winnemac. On Friday the 17th, there are no events. On Saturday the 18th, there's an 11 o'clock softball game, which is a doubleheader against Washington Township.